Welcome Pokemon Go trainers, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I am featuring Dusknoir in Open Ultra League. So the Dusknoir being ghost type is extremely weak to dark typing Pokemon. So to cover its weaknesses I have two fighter at the back, which is Cobalion and the Annihilape. So do watch the video till end, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. So let's see how this team performs. So the first opponent we have Dusknoir and he has a Skeledirge. So on my Dusknoir I am running Astonish, which is going to put a lot of pressure as a fast move, and earlier I was running Shadow Ball. Later I changed it to the Shadow Punch because I was struggling with the Shadow Ball energy generation, and this time they went for the full sending of Shadow Ball. And here you can see I cannot bait. I have a bait move which is Dynamic Punch and I go for it. So definitely they might invest a shield, and yes they do, and after this I will shield once and just farm them down and have a lot of energy. So going to invest the shield, and this time they went for the Disarming Voice and I was able to farm them down. Let's see what is going to come up. And here comes the dark typing, so I immediately dip into Annihilape because staying there is giving them a lot of energy, and this trainer is running Wing Attack. So this could be a Brave Bird which is going to one shot, and they full send the Brave Bird and I almost lost one Pokemon. And they have a shield left, so definitely I'm going to wait for the full switch timer and then I will dip into Cobalion. And the final Pokemon is Garatina, so this is not looking good for us, but we can go for neutral Stone Ages, and we have a stored Shadow Ball on our Dusknoir. So going for the Stone Age doesn't do that much, so he's going to throw maybe a Shadow Sneak or maybe a Dragon Claw. Let's see what moveset they are running. So they went for the Dragon Claw. I immediately dip and go for the Shadow Ball. This will guarantee the knockout, or maybe it will grab the shield. Let's see what happens. And they're trying to call a bait here, and I was able to get them very low. And this is going to knock out or maybe get us very low. But this time again they went for the Dragon Claw, and now I can grab a shield with this Dynamic Punch. And luckily they are not running Sucker Punch as a fast move. So this Dynamic Punch gets them very low. Not sure why they are not shielding, and luckily I was able to reach another Dynamic Punch. So this is how spammy Dusknoir is. So we are going to go for Dynamic Punch and grab the shield, and I don't think one Brave Bird will be enough to knock out the Cobalion thanks to the Steel typing. So he's going to go for the Brave Bird, definitely lower the defense stats, and I think Sacred Sword should be enough, so I'm going to go for it. And this Sacred Sword is going to secure the win by knocking out the Galarian Moltres, and we are going to secure the win. So good game, we won the first match. Let's move to the next opponent, and the next opponent has Dusknoir versus Escavalier. So it's kind of a good lead because fast move are resisted and we have a lot of pressure with Astonish as a fast move. Now we can go for a Dynamic Punch, which is going to do a lot of damage if they're not investing a shield. Let's see. And definitely they are not investing, and after this I can just farm them down. So just to be safe I shielded the move. I thought he's going to go for Drill Run, and Escavalier hits hard. Actually they went for the Razor Shell, and here comes the Clefable and I don't have answer for it, so I stored a move and then dip into Cobalion. It is a Moonblast, it is going to do a lot of damage, but thanks to the Steel typing, and we are going to go for Stone Age. We are not going to bait, we'll full send. Let's see if he's going to invest a shield, and I think I have stored a move on our Dusknoir as well for later. So going for Stone Age, and look at the damage, almost 80% health is gone, and we'll bait them, but unfortunately they will reach a Moonblast. This is definitely going to be enough to knock us out, and I will not invest my final shield. I will save it. So I'm going to farm them down and go for Dynamic Punch. And I thought I can win the CMP tie, but unfortunately I lose it. So definitely I'm going to invest my final shield, and this was a Moonblast, and we are going for a resisted Dynamic Punch. Let's see. That's why I later switched out it to a Shadow Punch. And here comes the final Pokemon, which is a Cresselia. So it's looked a bit difficult. So I'm going to full send the Shadow Ball. Let's see if he's going to invest the shield. High chance he will. And we have Annihilape at the back, which is going to struggle against the Cresselia. Here I try to catch. I thought he is going to go for Grass Knot after generating up to Moonblast, but unfortunately they full send the Moonblast and half of the health is gone. And they dip into Escavalier just for some reason, and they gave up some energy to the Annihilape, and I'm going to go for Rage Fist. This is going to boost up the attack, and it is going to be super effective on Cresselia as well, and they are not shielding. And we are going to go for another one, but unfortunately they throw a move, This is definitely a grass knot. It is going to knock us out, and all I have to do is depend on my fast move pressure. And I don't think from this health range Cresselia is going to get farmed down. He's going to reach a move. I think I may survive this move. So he goes for the moon blast, and all it depends on the fast move pressure. Not going to throw any charge move, and we were able to farm them down and we secure the win. So good game. We won this match. Next opponent, we have a good lead, Virizion in the lead. So we resist the fast move. The Leaf Blade is neutral and Stone Age is going to do more than Leaf Blade. So I will call the first move. This is definitely a Leaf Blade, not a Stone Age. And yes, it is. And we can go for the Dynamic Punch. And this time I am running Shadow Punch on my Dusknoir. So just to get a hard hitter move, so I'm going to go for Dynamic Punch, and this puts them in a range where Shadow Punch should be enough. So I'm going to go for it immediately. This might knock them out, or it will grab the shield. So they are giving up the shield, and they have farmed up a lot, so that's why I thought this could be a chance of Stone Age. So I invested my first shield, and they bait me with the Leaf Blade. That is fine. Next move they are going to throw immediately. Definitely it is not a Stone Age. This is another Leaf Blade. I'm not going to invest a shield. I'm going to farm down, but here comes the Garatina, so I went for the Shadow Punch for chip and dip. After this I'm going to dip into Annihilate because their fast move is Dragon Breath. But for betterment, it could have been a Cobalion as a choice, but they dip into Drapion, which is good. So I think I'm going to generate back-to-back close combat just to pressure the shield. So they are going to go for Crunch, and hopefully no debuff, and luckily we don't get the debuff. So just before they reach a Crunch, I decided to go for close combat, and I think I'm one counter away from the Rage Fist. I look at the damage, and this was a CMP tie. That's why I threw the resisted move. High chance he may shield or he will let it go. Actually he shields. Now it's easy win for us. All we have to do is farm down with the Cobalion, and they are going to go for Crunch and knock out the Annihilate. Now it's time for Cobalion. It resists the Dragon Breath, and opponent knows that there is no win con left and he is going to top left. So let's move towards the next opponent. Next opponent has Cobalion in the lead. So we have all a neutral lead. So this is good for us, and they are not going to stay. They dip into their Garatina. So we are going to chip and dip, I believe. I'll go for the Shadow Punch. If they let it go, then it will be good for us. But this time I cannot come with Annihilate. So decided to dip into Cobalion. Now they are in a range where Stone Age should be enough. So this might pressure the shield, and they have a neutral charge move on me. And this is Shadow Sneak. I'm fine with it. So I'm going to generate up to Stone Age and going for it. Actually I overfarmed here just to be ready for the Cobalion once he returns. So he's going to go for another Shadow Sneak and puts me a bit low. Now I'm going to full send the Stone Age. High chance he will not shield. Let's see. It's very bulky Pokemon. Actually they shielded the move for some reason, and now they dip into Skeledirge. Now I have a perfect alignment, so I can go for Stone Age and grab the final shield, or it will take most of the health of Skeledirge. And look at the damage, 90% health is gone. So I can align my Pokemons here. Dusknoir against Skeledirge, Cobalion against Annihilate. So he's going to go for the Blast Burn. I can just farm him down later, and I get the farm down and have a lot of energy for back Pokemons. So let's see what he decide to come with, and he might try to catch as well, and he comes with Cobalion. I think he's switch lock still, so I'm going to full send the Dynamic Punch. It is going to do a lot of damage, and half of the health is gone. Now I have to be very careful for the catch as well, and this time I went for the Shadow Punch, and this might grab the shield or it will take the health. So they don't shield. They were good at counting, but still it is very low. Now they can go for a Stone Age, but I decide to close out the game with a Dusknoir. They go for Stone Age, and I call it correctly. Now it's time for Garatina, and this is Shadow Sneak. It is going to be super effective, but our Dusknoir is a bit tanky, and I think I can reach a Shadow Punch hopefully. Unfortunately I don't. They were able to farm me down, but that is fine. I can come with Annihilate and do an unnecessary catch. This catch was not required, but still I did it just for fun. So this Shadow Sneak is going to knock out the Cobalion, and also I made an unnecessary throw of Rage Fist just for fun and boost up my counter damage. And this is going to no shield, and actually I think they are going to save the shield for the next season, and GG's to them. We won this match. Let's move to the next opponent. Dragonite in the lead. So we can spam out those shadow punches easily, but we have to be very careful for the Dragon Claw as well. So I overfarmed. I didn't throw immediately on the CMP tie. So definitely I'm going to invest the first shield, but I'm not going to throw my move immediately. Going to do some overfarming. Now I have back-to-back shadow punch. This will pressure the shield and this might pressure both the shield as well. So going for the first one, they do shield. Going for the second one, this might grab the shield or it will knock out the Dragonair, and it does knock out the Dragonite. Sorry, it's not a Dragonair. And here comes the Typhlosion, and it's a bit tricky now. And here I full sent the Dynamic Punch. Actually I thought it is not a Shadow Typhlosion. High chance they might not shield, but unfortunately they shielded the move. Now I am in a bit tricky situation. They can farm me down, and I think they have almost back-to-back Blast Burn loaded. But they dip into their Fraligator, and I'm thinking about my win con because I need some energy on my Annihilape as well. So I'm going to go for Sacred Sword on the Fraligator, and I don't want Fraligator to knock out so that I can get some energy head start, and definitely I'm not going to invest the shield. So they will go for the Hydro Cannon. Half of the health is gone. I'm wishing that this Hydro Cannon Cobalion can survive it. Hopefully it survived so that I can reach a Sacred Sword. And they go for the Hydro Cannon. I survive with several HP, and this Sacred Sword, I'm going to undercharge it. I don't want Fraligator to get knocked out, and I undercharge. I immediately dip and I was unable to farm them down. Here comes the Typhlosion. I can survive one blast burn, so I decided to no shield. I look at the damage, almost 80% health is gone, and I think this is a Thunder Punch, so still I'm going to invest the shield. It hits very hard, and I can reach a close combat. This close combat is just going to one shot, and all they have is Fraligator, which is very low on health, and I think I can knock him out with a one counter, and I can do that, and we are going to secure the win. So moving towards the next opponent, Dusknoir versus Blastoise. So two very tanky Pokemon against each other. So I'm going to go for Dynamic Punch. I will hit hard. I'm not going to bait them with the Shadow Punch. High chance they won't be shielding because Blastoise is a bit tanky Pokemon. But this trainer shields it. He calls my bait correctly. And they are going to go for Hydro Cannon. I'm fine with it. I can survive. And I think I will try to bait out something. I'm going to dip into Annihilape to bait out Fighter coverage. But they are going to dip into Roserade. And I think this is running Poison Sting, which is new moveset. I'm going to full send the Rage Fist. It is very glassy Pokemon, and look at the damage. Half of the health is gone, and now this boosted counter are doing a lot. Now they are in red health. Definitely this is a Leaf Storm. It hits very hard, and I decide to shield, and it was a good call. But I think they can reach another move. This should be a Fire Weather Ball. I can survive it, so easily no shield, and after this I can just farm them down. And unfortunately I clicked on move, so I have to take this. So now we are energy dry, but good thing is we are boosted and bursted as well. So let's see, Blastoise is going to return here, and he's going to go for Hydro. Hopefully it's not pump, it's a cannon, and yes, it's a cannon. So we are going to go for Rage Fist hopefully, but they have back to back. So I decided to give up my final shield, and let's see if they are going to do the same thing or not. So I decided to go for close combat, but I thought he's going to reach a move. So settled for the Rage Fist. This is going to grab the final shield, and yes, they do. And after that they dip into their Moltres. I have a Cobalion, so they are shieldless, and this Stone Age is going to do a lot of damage. They can go for the Brave Bird. I'm fine with it. This Stone Age is super effective, but the Brave Bird is neutral because of steel typing, and look at the damage. Almost 90% health is gone, and from this health range even Dusknoir can handle the situation very well. They go for the Brave Bird. I still survive it, and I get the knockout with a fast move. And all they have is Blastoise losing the CMP tie on the Sacred Sword. So this Sacred Sword will be enough to knock out the Blastoise, and we are going to secure the win. So good game, we won this match. Let's move towards the next opponent, and this is the final match of this video. We have Dusknoir and they have a Garatina, and which is running Dragon Breath. So it's a good, and we can go for Shadow Punch immediately on the CMP tie, and we won it. So it is good. This could be a Shadow Sneak or maybe Dragon Claw. So I decided to no shield the first one because I can survive the first move, and they go for Dragon Claw. So it is good. Might be they are not running ghost moves, so I tried to overfarm and they were trying to catch here. So now it's time for Annihilate. I think Cobalion would have been a better choice because they have neutral damage of Crunch and they are going to go for it. Hopefully no defense drop, and luckily I didn't get it. So I'm going to boost up my attack, generating up to close combat and going for the Rage Fist. Let's see if they are going to invest the shield. High chance they won't. Actually I should have gone for the close combat, but I thought Garatina will get a lot of energy after that. So I decided to go for Rage Fist and they are going to go for Crunch continuously, and this time I have to shield if they reach a move. So I went for the CMP tie on the Rage Fist against the Crunch. So this might grab the shield just to get the energy, and yes, they are shielding it. High chance is going to snipe me with the Garatina, but still I'm going to invest the shield, and I was able to farm them down, which is good. And here comes the Garatina. Luckily I got the Rage Fist on the CMP tie, which Ape wins. So this Rage Fist is going to knock out, and actually they do invest the final shield. Definitely I'm not going to invest the shield. I will trust my backline. So this is going to knock us out, Dragon Claw, and I will come back with the Dusknoir and just farm them down, and let's see what the final Pokemon is. So the final Pokemon is Cobalion. So all we have to do is Dynamic Punches. I think 2 Dynamic Punch should be enough, and one more Astonish will be required, I believe. So doing one more Astonish and putting them in a range where Dynamic Punch should be enough to knock out the Cobalion, and it secures the win. So good game, we won this match. So thank you to all my viewers who watched the video till end, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it, leave a like and also the comment. And if you need PvP coaching, please check out my PvP coaching video, link is in the below description. This coaching will definitely help you to improve your skills in PvP and also to rank up, gain elos. So I would highly recommend to watch that video. And if you need coaching from me, you can contact me on the social media. I have linked that in the description below, and also it's available in my bio as well. So I will catch you all in the next video. Till the time, take care trainers, have a good day, bye.